we got to talk about Phil Collins because by 1985 he was the definition of ubiquitous. He was everywhere, and his album "No Jacket Required" huge. He's writing for movie soundtracks. He was in movies, and you'd hear
He was producing
he was
albums. He
producing.
was
You could hear his
duetting with
drums.
duetting with people.
Philip Bailey, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd hear a hit single on the radio, and it'd be by a different artist. We're like, that those drums sound familiar. It's
Uh,
like, yeah, he's on that one. And then he had Genesis a year later, Invisible Touch. In 1980s, as we talked about MTV and Walkman, and maybe was that the decade of overexposure? I mean, was he overexposed? Because by the 90s, then all of a sudden it's like it just turned against him.
yeah, he was without a doubt he
Because
was
I love Phil
overexposed.
Collins.
But well, right,
Love him.
the key here is it was all honest. He wasn't trying to be, the constant in your life. He was just out there doing his music, getting over another divorce. And it seems like whenever he goes through those hard personal times, he becomes very prolific and very, very creative. And so he was just taking the job. He was being a working musician. He was doing his own work. He was playing with his band. He was taking the jobs that came to him. And like I said, this wasn't part of some Machiavellian plot. He was just being that guy who wanted to make as much music as he could, and he made a lot of really great music.
He
Howard
really did.
Jones, he was
Right.
he was all over the place, but I cut him slack because he was honestly all over the place. Do you tell a guy don't produce this album that you really dig because you're overexposed? Is that a reason not to create?
Yeah. I mean,
So
why would he say no to those offers?
don't do a Genesis album because your last solo album was so good. It's counterintuitive, and the market in the 80s was big enough to handle him.
To me, and it was admirable because those are his buddies, Genesis. Those are his
Yeah.
guys. He's not going to ditch them.
No,
He'd make an album with them.
he
Yeah.
loved being in a band still.